Okay, this is a controversial video today. What you're looking at here is my forest garden, and you'll see a lot of wood chips here, which mimics the natural forest ecosystems. And a lot of people have told me that you can't use wood chips, fresh wood chips, which these were last year. You can't use fresh wood chips for mulch when you're mulching important plants that need to be growing, because it robs the soil of nitrogen. And I think that's not quite true. I think it's more nuanced than that. As you can see, the plants here are doing great. They love the wood chips. Sorry about that. My camera died, or I ran out of batteries. So we're back. I have less caffeine now, so I'm going to be talking a little bit slower. So this is, like I was saying, this is the wood chips, and these are fairly fresh. These are from just a month or so ago. But back here, we have a lot more older chips from this. This is over a year ago. And honestly, I haven't noticed really any negative changes to the plants. I haven't had, any plants die. Well, actually, that's a lie. There's a couple blueberry plants that didn't make it. But I suspect that has to do with an acidity issue. Because I didn't put as much acidifier in here, and the rest of the blueberries in this area are actually doing really well. What I was saying was, a lot of people will say that you have to let wood chips age before you use them around plants because it absorbs the nitrogen, which is true. But one thing to remember is it absorbs the nitrogen above the root zone of the plants. And so, someone was trying to tell me the other day that somehow, magically, the wood chips are reaching into the soil, pulling up the nitrogen to be used for decomposition. And remember, after they get decomposed, they release that nitrogen back into the soil. So they sequester it for a little while. But my point being that as long as the wood chips aren't getting into the root zone of the plants, which sometimes they do here, which I try to avoid, but it shouldn't be a big issue. It should not be a big issue. And then the other thing to remember is, I'm irrigating or watering my plants with water diluted with urine, or actually the other way around. And so I've got this really good supply of nitrogen. So there's not really a reason or a way that these plants, like this Nanking cherry, for example, well, that's not a really good example because Nanking cherries are really tolerant and vigorous. But there's some blueberries over there. There's a gumi, there's hazelnuts, gooseberry, blackberry. I've got bush cherries, and over here, these were all mulched last year with fresh wood chips too. And this whole area does great. So I don't think it's an issue, especially if you're watering with a little bit of nitrogen in the water, and you only want to do that mainly in the springtime when the plants need the nitrogen. You might disagree, but make some comments and let's have a discussion about it. Thanks. Bye bye.